How do you have Gideon playing fantastic game against South Korea? Then our next crucial game, we want only just a point. Then you come in with Baba Rahman. The FA president.
But he picked the knock in the game against Korea.
Oh, come on. I mean, the guy recovered. But I'm saying that it's a fact. He owns Proton, the FA president agency. And, I mean, he deals with players. So he has the interest of, putting his players there at the various national teams. He's so much into our national team selection. And it's so bad. Moving forward, if you want to have a good coach, if you want to hire a coach for the national team, the Black Stars, it should be an experienced coach and not from the FA. They can, suggest. They can also come out of their, how they feel or what they think, but it's the taxpayers' money that we are using in paying the coach. So what do? It should be the whole Ghana. Ghanaians would have to look for a new coach, an experienced coach. We shouldn't leave it to only the FA.
But Chris Hughton is on that team.
Well,
he's an experienced coach.
Yes, but he's a technical advisor. When I advise you and you don't take it, you feel that you are the head coach. If I come to set up training and you come as the head coach to change the setup, I mean, what do I do?
Was that what was happening?
I can only advise you.
Was that what was happening?
That is what I'm saying. That is what we are saying. That transfer. You watched it against Portugal, against South Korea, against Uruguay. If we had an experienced coach, we had a very fantastic technical bench, wouldn't have suffered this fate, or wouldn't have been out of the World Cup by now.
But Songo, are you saying that Otoado couldn't have made the changes or the selection himself, but for the influence of the GFA presidents?
Of course, because he's not there to coach. He's not there to coach Ghana. I mean, he's not the right person to coach Ghana now.
We didn't hear him complain that there were interferences.
He won't complain because he also wants to build his CV up. He also wants to get something. Now he's coach Ghana. He says he's resigned, but he's got a CV now that he's coached a whole national team Ghana at the World Cup before. Anywhere he takes this CV, he can get a job to do. You got it. And your FA president only wants somebody he can manipulate. He can be able to put his players there.
How do you draw that conclusion?
That is what I'm saying. When you have players like Baba Rahman still playing the national team, the guy was injured before the World Cup. He got fit prior to the World Cup. He didn't play even 2 or 3 matches before the World Cup. But he started the World Cup for Ghana.
And he's
the one managing the player.
But Basungu,
you understand? Giving an assist is not the issue. We are not saying that those guys out there are not players at all, or they are not footballers. They are. You understand? But if truth to be told, your coach is not up there. What was the system? Tell me the system.
Tell me, what system did you see?
I didn't see anything. It was about defending. I'm scared to concede, but he's still conceding. You play 3 matches and you concede 7 goals. What kind of coach are you? What system are you playing? Are you reading your opponent's well? You got it. I mean, the man is not there. The FA, the time that we were looking for coach, and we were talking about this Chris Hughton thing. Yes, everybody knew that Chris Hughton, yes, he's been coaching in the English Premiership. So the FA felt, how can we sit there for the government to, appoint a coach for us as football so-called people? They are so-called football people for me. You understand? So they felt they had to come in. We have to come in with somebody we can manipulate, we can control, we can use. So that was why right after the abysmal performance at the AFCON, Kurt quickly had to move to Germany looking for a new coach for the national team. You understand? And the disappointment is all about him from the minister, the sports minister.
Why do you say so?
Oh, he should have known better. He should have known better. This is a national team, and you are the sports minister, and it's the taxpayers' money that we are using.
But that amount to interference.
That is not it. It's the taxpayers' money. We are now crying here. You and I, we are now crying here about coach tactics.
But how
are we out of the World Cup? Why are we out of the World Cup? Do we have bad players?
Tell me.
We don't. We don't. The guys showed promising. They showed promising. They needed somebody to add something up. They needed a technical brain, somebody more matured, more learned as a coach, to give them a tactical system of play that can move them. That is what they needed. You need just a point against Uruguay. Then you go into a game, throwing all your arsenal. Straight up like that.
But he didn't miss the penalty. Penalty.
That is not it. Whoever thought that they will miss a penalty.
Yeah, but he missed the penalty and that demoralized the team.
You never believe. No,
I did.
You don't miss a penalty to demoralize the team.
Oh, but
what are you telling?
In football,
it doesn't go that way.
Hold on.
In football, please. Messi missed a penalty, but they went ahead to win.
But that's not Messi.
I am saying that Argentina, Messi missed a penalty, but they went ahead to win. That is football.
We missed
you
the
don't miss the day you have been
missed
there.
The penalty. We missed the penalty. Hold on,
you have been there
yes,
at the world stage. The day we know the day to be a stronger apart from.
But he didn't show that on the pitch.
I am saying that is what happened.
He didn't show it on the pitch.
Ronaldo, Messi themselves, they missed penalty.
But he didn't show it on the pitch.
I am saying that it happened. So I missed.
So why do you blame the coach for that game, for instance?
I do. What was his status on that game when you needed just a point? Even if I had missed a penalty, what was the score line? I missed the penalty first. The score line was still deadlock, 0-0. What was the game plan after the missing of the penalty from the coach? Tell me, what was his game plan? There were no system of play. No system of play. Even watch the game against South Korea. When on paper it was 4-4-2, it turned out to be defending, just one top. And even the one top, it had to take Jordan and you after 20 minutes to be able to take the ball from our side to win that free kick, so to get that goal for Ghana. You understand? So we sent a coach there who is not up to that level. It's simple. Our FA president didn't help us. It was all about his selfish interest. What he would get.
It almost sounds like you think the players were out there on their own.
Of course, because you don't have a coach, you don't have a leader. You would see Didi Dramani and Boateng and Co out there with Chris Hughton, as you said, but Otuado want to show off. You got it. He says he has no future here in Ghana. He has future in Dortmund with his wife. That is what he's telling you all. You understand? Yeah, somebody who you send such a coach out there to coach your national team. What results are you looking for? This is what we get.
So what do you reckon? At this point, George Watson has been put in charge temporarily. What should be the next step for the Black Stars?
You don't accept the FA, or we don't allow the FA solely to appoint a new Black Stars coach. No, it should be somebody who will not be influenced by Kurt Okraku and his caucus or his entourage. You need somebody, an experienced coach who will be himself, who would have the support from Ghanaians and would be able to turn things around. We want to see a system of play from the Black Stars. We want to see Black Stars playing very fantastic and winning matches. That is what we need. So moving forward, when we want to appoint a coach, it shouldn't be only the FA. We shouldn't allow the FA solely to do that.
But assuming you are right, how do we prevent Kurt Okraku from exerting his influence?
Of course, the sports minister is there. That is why we have a sports minister.
Would that not be interference?
That is not interference. We are paying. It's the taxpayers' money. We are paying. This is not a club side. If it's a club football, that's different. This is not his dreams FC.
But it's still.
This is not his dreams. No. This is not his dream. The FA, they are only just the caretaker or the caretakers of the national teams. Listen, they are caretakers of the national teams. The national teams, they are for the government. The national teams are for the government, for the people of Ghana. So it is not for the FA to be taking decisions for the national team. They are there to take care of it, to make sure, manage it, and help us to move the national team. So I mean, we all have a say in the national team when it comes to appointing a coach. And this time around, it shouldn't be. Because, I mean, when you leave it for to the FA people to do that, look at what happened. Before we were going to AFCON, they sacked Siki Akono. He didn't give him all the support that he was supposed to give him. Otuado had about 10 backroom staff, even 2 video analysts, with all this abysmal performance. You understand? But for the hatred for Coach Siki Akono, I mean, he didn't like the coach. He just didn't like him because he wanted to manipulate him, wanted to use him. On several occasions that, or many occasions that, the sports minister intervened by asking Siki Akono to be himself and do selection himself and coach the national team because the people of Ghana and the president support him. But still, Kurt Okraku and his people.
But he appointed him.
Who appointed him?
It was under Kurt's regime that he appointed Siki Akono.
No. I mean, yes, he was. It was a Siama who made that appointment before Kurt, taking over. You understand? So, I mean, and it was all about the nation Ghana. It was an appointment that, everybody came out with his suggestion, his views about who should be the national team coach, and it was Siki Akono. Kurt thought otherwise, and there were no support for Siki Akono. He had to sack him. Then he said, I'm bringing in somebody who is more experienced. No Matra Makwe. This one is no Matra Makwe. Disgracing a former captain, Siki Akono, who has captained the national team before Black Stars. Even when he was a player, I'm sure he met Kurt on one occasion to even dash him something. Yes, because Kurt, he's not he's not too grown. No, I respect him all right, but I'm saying something. He didn't show respect to our former national team captain Siki Akono. He sacked him just like that. No, with no support. He was interfering in his job just like that. Then came Milo Van Rahivac. Then we had to go to AFCON. What happened? A group of Gabon and Morocco and Comoros were last. He came back with no apology, even insulting us that we don't have Messi and Ronaldo in Black Stars. So why are we looking for more? Now you go for this trainer scout. You yourself say you are going to make sure that things will get better for the Black Stars. So this time you are going for a better coach. Now you're going for a trainer scout. What do you mean? It's still your selfish interest and what you can be able to manipulate at the Black Stars. That is why you are going for somebody you can easily just walk over. And that is Otuado. And that has happened at the World Cup. We're last again. You understand? So he has failed us. The sports minister has also failed us. The sports minister should be sacked. The sports minister, he has no legacy. If I'm the president, I will sack him. I will call for his sack. And one thing, I will call for Yoko. I will call for Yoko and the audit general. That is the auditor general. They should do a thorough investigation about the World Cup. The sports minister. Yes, he first said he's not going to take any supporter to the World Cup because the economy, we are in a very hard situation. But all of a sudden we saw supporters going. He will come back to come and tell us that they had to go and sort in for sponsorship. But it's all about the taxpayers' money. You understand? It's the government that sponsored the supporters. I mean, MPs had slots, two slots. Parliamentarians had one slot. You understand? I stand to be corrected. And where from all this money? It's the taxpayers' money. So the sports minister, he has to be investigated very well, especially from the Black Stars are proud to World Cup friendly matches that we played.
Songo, this is a serious allegation.
It's not allegation. I'm saying he has to be investigated. He has to come in account. We do know the amount of budget, the amount of money that we send to Qatar You don't know. He was not able to declare. So it's no allegation. What I'm saying is, Yoko and Auditor General should investigate the sports minister. They should be investigate well for us to know the amount of money that we spent in Qatar. The taxpayers' money. That is all I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying? Because something is wrong somewhere. More fire.